Perfect. Let's get this screen back up. Okay, lovely. So today we're going to start our Sniper Pro advanced training. So I've gone over the basic, I've gone over the 4 to 6 checklist rule, I've gone over our stop losses, I've gone over positioning. What I want to actually go over tonight is re-entering, the Bollinger Bands and the EMA lines. Okay, so before we get started, before we begin, please remember that today's session is for educational purposes only. Nothing shared today constitutes a financial or investment advice. Trading involves risks and past performance does not guarantee future results. Any examples shown are for educational purposes only, and you are responsible of your own trading decision and risk management. And every time I say, if you see an opportunity, never miss the opportunity. It's up to you if you want to take it or not. Okay, so I need to move this light. I don't want it to do that. Guys, I can't put it on a slideshow because I can't see the chat, so apologies, okay? So what we're actually going over tonight, as I just explained, we're going to go over re-entries. Actually, we're going to go over the snake line crossover, we're going to go over the Bollinger Bands, and I'm going to go over the EMA lines that are actually magnets when it comes to the Sniper Pro scanner, okay? So, re-entries, I know that a lot of people have been asking me, oh, I've come onto Sniper Pro, but I've missed the scorecard, or I've missed the trade. It's already done the move. Is there opportunities for us to get back into the trade? And absolutely. You just need to know when that opportunity is present. And the best way that I can show you that is visibly on Sniper Pro Live tonight. Okay. Also, the snake line. The snake line is not something that we pick up in our 4 to 6 checklist rule because it is an important indicator, but it's not as important factor when we're coming into the 4 to 6 checklist rule. But it does become an important factor when the snake line crosses over the sniper laser. This can actually correspond to when re-entering trades and to be telling us a more prominent way of the direction that the chart is moving. Okay, and I'm going to go over that tonight as well. Bollinger Bands are support and resistance. Okay, as you know, John Oliver has created the Bollinger Bands in color coding. So red for sells, blue for buys. And what the Bollinger Bands do, and what you will see, is price likes to bounce between these Bollinger Bands. Okay, so whenever you reach up to the top of the Bollinger Band is red, you should be looking for sells. Okay, if you are coming onto the chart and the candles are at the blue part of the Bollinger Band line, you should be looking for buys. Sniper Pro is already telling you what you should be looking for before any scorecard, before any 4 to 6 checklist rule. Because what I want to do on these trainings is I want you guys to be getting onto the scanner and knowing exactly what you are trading, when you're trading it, and what direction it is going, having everything set up before the chart gives you them confirmations. Okay, so obviously this slides I will be putting into the Sniper Pro section on Discord, or just quickly take a screenshot of it now, but it will be clearer on Discord because it will just be this page. Okay, so anyone have any questions? If not, just drop a 1 in the chat and we can move straight on to the Sniper Pro scanner, because I want to see that the juiciness we had today with gold. Okay, perfect. All right, so let's get on to that. Let's get this up. Sorry guys, if you can hear my fan in the background, it's too hot today. It's too hot. 35 in the UK is not acceptable. In my eyes. Okay, it's too hot. Right. So let's just quickly, for anyone new that has not come on these calls, you need to revert back to my videos that I have already done on the training, because I go over the basic, I go over the 4 to 6. But for anyone who is new here and just new to GFU, define the scanners. You'll come onto the home page, you come over to the left hand side, you scroll down to scanners, and I like to set a default so you can actually star what scanner that you use. So when you click on scanners, it will come straight on to that scanner. So for me, it's Sniper Pro. I can also do the same with the time frame, and I can also do the same with what I am trading. So of course, I love to trade gold. So what I want to happen is when I come straight onto Sniper Pro, everything's already set out for me. Okay, as you guys know, you can trade on any time frame when it comes to Sniper Pro, but me personally, look at that, that's just beautiful. But me personally, I like to trade on the 3 minutes, or I'll scalp on the 1. Okay, but everyone is different depending on what trader you are. If you're a scalper, you're only going to be on the lower time frames. If you're more of a swing trader, you're going to be on the higher time frames. Okay, so what we're actually going to do is we're going to go over re-entries, we're going to go over Bollinger Bands, and we're going to go over the snake line. Okay, so what I'm going to do, just for demonstrational purposes only, I'm going to go on a higher time frame so we can see our Bollinger Bands. Okay, let's just make this bigger and stretch this out. Okay, perfect. Right, just a little bit of a heads up. When you are on Sniper Pro, you will notice that when it comes to the Bollinger Band lines, there's only a part of it that is filled in a color. Okay, as you can see, as trade has been pushing on, okay, so obviously price is currently here now. This is where it's actively at here. Let me just put my labels on. The labels, the way I said that, the labels, click on the countdown to the bar close there, and obviously there is our countdown. So if you ever get confused of what current price is actively now, click on the countdown, and whatever see the countdown here, whatever number that corresponds to, that is the price of gold right now. So now 4097. Okay, so as you can see with the Bollinger Band lines, I have 2 of the Bollinger Bands. So this is the red zone and this is the blue zone. As we say, red is for sells and blues are for buys. Okay, so you can see that this part of the Bollinger Band is filled, but as we're going on to more active price, it doesn't fill it up. Okay, so it will fill it up. It does it when past trades have happened. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to look out for the lines. So see here, let's just really make this bigger because I really want to show you guys. Sometimes you do have to make this bigger. Okay, so we're going to use the blue Bollinger Band for an example. This is filled in, and can you see these 2 lines that make up the Bollinger Band? They actually come all the way over to here, and as you can see, price went from this point up here, it dropped down, entered our blue Bollinger Band zone, and then guess what? Poof, rocketed to the sky. Okay, again up here you have your red zone. So the red zone is exactly the same as the blue zone. You see you'll have your 2 lines that correspond for the Bollinger Band lines, so you need to follow these. And guys, if you want to draw lines, so some of you may find it very hard to see this, absolutely fine, it's not a problem. Just get your horizontal line, come to where the line finishes and just draw 2 lines, okay? If that makes it easier for you, you can also change the colour. Look, I can change this to red if I want to, which can obviously represent the Bollinger Band lines if you cannot see them. Okay, obviously the Bollinger Band lines curve, so what I've done is I've obviously just marked it up to the end of the Bollinger Band, but that is just for people that cannot see it because the line is quite faint, guys. Okay, it may be quite hard for you to see it, so if you do feel like that, just draw this. Okay, and you can do the same for the blue at the bottom, but just pay attention that when price moves, the Bollinger Band moves. So what they do is they're a curve. They are support and resistance. So as price is moving and going up, the Bollinger Bands are going to move in the same direction as the chart. Okay, same if the chart is going down in a downward direction, the Bollinger Band is going to move into that direction. Not all the time, because as you can see here, price broke past the Bollinger Band here and literally skyrocketed. But it's not a coincidence because I'm going to be talking about this golden EMA line. Okay, so it's not a coincidence that price has actually gone to that point. So we'll go over that in a minute. Also, price sometimes may not actually enter the Bollinger Band zone. So as we can see here, this is an example, a perfect example of price. These candles here, let's move that over here. These candles here came in to our Bollinger Band zone. So what I would be automatically thinking is, I'm now looking for a buy. Okay, if you do get a bit confused, just check the color of the Bollinger Band. Blue equals buy, red equals sell. Okay, so when price comes and touches into my Bollinger Band zone, automatically in my head I'm like, I'm waiting for buy confirmations now. So what I can be doing within that time is I could be getting my stop loss ready. This is something that we went over. Okay, so it will be at the bottom of that wick. I already have my stop loss put in place. Okay, so I already have my stop loss. All I now need is my 4 to 6 checklist rule to be present to give me confirmation to then enter the trade. Or for you guys, if anyone is doing the basic scorecard, when the scorecard appears, which is obviously this blue box here, you would enter the trade there and then and use the stop loss and the TPs provided for you on Sniper Pro. Okay, so also I want to go over this line here. Can you guys see this? So I have my Bollinger Band here and then I have a blue outer line. Sometimes price doesn't like to always come into the Bollinger Band zone. We want it to, but sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you'll see price bounce off of the outer line, and you can see this perfectly here. Okay, with these two candles here. This is an order block, okay? So you can see that price touched the line here and then went off into the opposite direction, came back down, touched on the same line again and popped back off. Whenever price does this as well, be expected to be placing buys. Okay, so whenever price decides to come into the Bollinger Band or the outer Bollinger Band line, be expecting to be looking for buys at the bottom and sells at the top. Okay, so just drop a 1 in the chat that you all understand the Bollinger Band lines. If there is any questions, just put them in the chat and I'm happy to go over them with you, because I'm going to go over the next thing now. Okay, great. I can see the ones coming through. Perfect. So now we're actually going to go over the snake line now. Okay, so let me just get rid of these markings, because the cleaner we can keep this scanner, the easier it is for me to explain to you guys. And then what we're actually going to do is we're going to mark up this trade here. This beautiful gold trade that everyone that had access to Sniper Pro could have caught this. I already caught the move. I know D already caught the move. Anyone else caught this beautiful gold trade move? Just put a yes in the chat if anyone else caught this. If you didn't, doesn't matter, you will catch the next one. Okay, so snake line, we are now coming to the bottom of our scanner. As you know, Sniper Pro is a 2-section scanner. At the bottom we have our Sniperlator, we have our snake line, and then at the top Bollinger Bands and the candles. Okay, so the snake line is this line that goes up and down and changes color. Okay, so 9 times out of 10 the snake line will change color before the Sniperlator. It's still so important for us, okay, to be waiting for the Sniperlator to be changing color. We're not relying on the snake line, okay? That's not what I'm saying here. The snake line is for re-entering. Okay, this is going to be the beginner's way of re-entering the trade, and then I'm going to go over the advanced. Okay, so I'm going to use this here, okay, as an example. Okay, so when the snake line crosses over the Sniperlator and it is the same color, 90% that means that we are very much in that trend. So what do I mean by that? The snake line is blue, the Sniperlator is blue. I'm very much in buy territory. So say for instance I had a scorecard here. Okay, we're speaking hypothetical right now because the scorecard's not here. Okay, but say I had a scorecard here. The move's already happened. Okay, I've missed the scorecard. Okay, it's already on, and I've already missed an entry here. Okay, what I can do as a complete beginner when it comes to Sniper Pro is I can actually wait, obviously for your 4 to 6 checklist rule again. Okay, so we can do that. Or I can actually wait for the snake line to cross over. So can you guys see this? Look, See this? See this faint line here? That is our snake line. See it actually crossing over the sniper later here. So this is our sniper later that changes colour. When it actually crosses over, that gives me a strong indication that we are very much in buy trend. When this happens, I can then enter the trade again. Okay, and the reason for that is because this is a very strong move. This is a very strong confirmation. And if you are already in a trade, guess what? You can enter again. Okay, if you like layering, if that is your strategy, if that is your trading plan. If it's not your trading plan to layer, you don't layer. Okay, so that is the basic. Another way of re-entering, so I'm going to go on advance here, okay, because some people don't actually understand what an order block is. Okay, so an order block, you'll see them everywhere. They'll be everywhere on your chart. Okay, so an order block is when 2 consecutive candles finish at the close of each candle. So what do I mean by that? Okay, so one candle will close and then one candle will start. Okay, and they will close dead on, like exactly the same. And what it is an order block is now telling you that I'm changing direction. So obviously, you know, in the cars we have our indicators, don't we, to tell other drivers that I'm either turning left or I'm either turning right. Same principle that happens in the chart. An order block tells you if I'm in a downward movement, it tells me, right, I'm now changing direction into an upward movement. Vice versa. If I'm in an upward movement, an order block gets formed, it would then come into a downward momentum. So let's just point some of them out. So here, see these 2 candles here? Actually, let me move that. See these 2 candles here? Can you see that they finish dead on? Yeah, the same. So you had your down move here. So candle and price came down to here. It then decided, you know what? And it's not a coincidence. It hit our outer Bollinger Band line. See here. Price then decided, I don't want to go down anymore. I actually want to go up. So then another candle was formed and it actually shot up in a bullish momentum to then create an order block to then turn and go in the opposite direction. You will see these everywhere, guys. So order block, see this order block. And guys, this is how we know as well, the more you're on the chart, you're going to start seeing things, and it's good that you do, because then when you go onto your MT5, you will start seeing stuff like this and you will start being like, oh, that's an order block. I can then get in a trade. Okay, so how would you use an order block? So we're going to use, what's the best one for me to use here? All right, so we're going to use this one. Okay, so obviously we're looking for a bullish move up because the order block here, we've had an engulfing candle. So an engulfing candle just means that it is bigger than the previous candle. It engulfs it, okay? So as we can see here on this one, oops, let me just move you here. You can see that this candle is bigger than this candle. So we call that an engulfing candle. And that then tells me here that the buyers are now in play. Okay, so we've done this move down here. Okay, it's come up, it's sort of faffed around a little bit and then popped off. Say for instance I'd done it to TP1, okay, and then I got stopped out at risk free. I can then wait for an order block to then tell me that we're going to continue going up in that direction. So say for instance I done this move here from here to here. Where's my arrows? So I caught this move here to here. Okay, because it would have taken me out here, because look what it formed. It formed an order block, yeah, and then went in another direction, when went into a downward direction that we could have actually currently entered a sell here, okay, but we're just using a buy as an example, okay. So what I can do is I could have taken my profit, or I could have got tapped out at risk free. I then may be like, you know what? I know it's bullish. I know it's going to continue up. I'm going to look for a re-entry. So what I need to do is I now need to look for an order block that is then telling me that price is about to change. See this here? See these two? Order block. So what I can then do is I can then wait for my confirmation, my 4 to 6 checklist rule, and then I can actually re-enter this trade. Like, guys, you can re-enter a trade as many times if the chart gives you the confirmation. If the chart is providing you with the confirmation to re-enter, you can. And that's what Sniper Pro does. You could have scalped a buy here. Actually, we're on the 30-minute, so these moves are big moves. These candles represent 30 minutes worth of movement, okay? So you could have got in a buy here. You then could have got in the sell here. Then you could have got in the buy here. Then you could have got in this beautiful sell here, okay, after the confirmation, and then boom. All in the space of this time. Okay, so beginners for re-entering is we are waiting for the snake line to cross over the sniper later, but it is the same color as the sniper later. Same thing with 4 to 6 checklist rule. Everything's the same. Yeah. Advanced. So for my advanced traders, still doing our 4 to 6 checklist rule, but if a order block is presented to us to then get into a trade, that means it has been retested back into the support zone, then going to retest and create an order block, we can then enter the trade again. Okay, guys, these AI scanners give you the opportunity to be making profits. You just need to learn when to enter and when to exit. Yeah, just drop a 1 in the chat if everyone on this call understands re-entering, the basic and the advanced. Any questions, you put them in the chat for me, and I'm happy to go over it with you. Okay? Perfect. Okay, guys, great. You're actually understanding. So what you need to do when it comes to this, you need to practice this. Okay, so everyone after the call that is actually using Sniper Pro for your back testing, I want you to do exactly what I have done. I want you to pinpoint when the snake line crosses over, if you could have entered the trade. That's for the beginners. For my advanced guys, pinpoint your order blocks, wait for your 4 to 6 confirmation, mark up your trade and see if it was a trade worth getting in or not. Okay, so what I mean by that, BE, TP1 or TP2. Yeah, because what we need to be doing is actually making as much profit as we possibly can when we enter trades. Okay, so great. Right, so snake line re-entering. Now we're going to go over something that's so important, so important. So on my chart you can see 2 lines. They're the only 2 lines. Right, let's get rid of these now. We don't need these no more, because I don't want to confuse us with anything. Okay, perfect. So there's 2 lines on this chart. If you come over to the right hand side, you will see a number that is in purple. That represents this purple EMA line here. Okay, it's the only line that's purple. There is also a golden, this is what John Oliver calls his golden EMA line, which is up here. Okay, so these 2 lines are magnet to price. So what I mean by that is price is drawn to these zones. Okay, so these zones, something has happened within the chart that has created these lines to tell me that price is going to come back to these lines at some point or another. Okay, so for instance, if I use this trade here as an example, and we are going to mark this up. If I use this as an example, would you say that the purple and the golden EMA line are actually in the same direction as this trade or against? So put a 1 if they are in the same direction and put a 2 if they're not in the same direction. Okay, so we're using this trade as an example. This is a buy. Drop a 1 in the chat if the purple and the golden EMA are in the same direction as the buy trade, or drop a 2 if they're not. Let's see if you guys just paid attention to what I said. Right, there's 18 of you on this call. Okay, you need to be dropping in a 1 or a 2, or that just means that you're literally just sitting here listening to me. Okay, so we've only had Regina answer, so thank you, Regina, for that. Okay, so the EMA lines are actually in the direction of the trade. So if we look here, this buy trade, it goes up, doesn't it? It goes in an upward direction like this. And let me change the color of this. Let's do it white, okay? So you can see my arrow, okay? So if I'm getting into a buy trade here, I want price to be going up, don't I? So if I have the purple EMA and the golden EMA in the same direction as the trade I'm looking to place, that is the most strongest confirmation ever. Because what did I say? Price is a magnet to these two lines. Okay, so price is going to come up to these lines, and you get them, look, in all different time frames. Yeah, all different. So the lower you go, they're obviously going to be in a different position. This is the 15-minute here. This is the 30 minutes here. And this is the hour. Okay, so let's just go back to the 30 because that's where we was just doing, we was analysing. So for some people, okay, when it comes to your TP, so remember, if you're getting in on the scorecards, you're using the TPs and the SL that's provided to you. You're not doing your markings, okay? But for my advance, so let's just use this, okay? I can actually use these lines as a target, okay? So if I move this up to here, that would have been a 1 to 2, 203, okay, which we do a 1 to 2 anyway, a 1 to 3, okay. But what it can do is it can give me a guideline to tell me where price is going to go. When it does hit these lines, sometimes it does a retest. So what do I mean by that? It can come up to here. So see this candle here? Remember what we said about wicks? Wicks are rejection. So you can see that price came all the way up to the purple line, the EMA line. It actually rejected and came back down. That happens sometimes, okay? Don't be fearful of it, but it can lead to it creating, if it created an order block, as what we just went over, at the top here, it's telling me it's now going to react off of the purple EMA line and go down. But it didn't. Look what happened. If price breaks this line, so what do I mean by break? The line is here. See the candle? The candle closed above this line. It broke it. So what that tells me, and whenever I see this, whenever it breaks the purple or the gold EMA, it is going to fly. Exactly what it did here. It broke this, flew up to the golden EMA and actually broke that as well. So we're actually coming back down because we're about to feel liquidity, but it's not going to be a coincidence that it's going to carry on going in that direction. Okay, so for my advanced people, you can use your golden and purple EMAs as targets as well, because you know price is going to go there, especially if it is in the same direction as your trade. Okay, sometimes obviously this is the 30-minute, we only got a 1 to 2 out of this, depending on where the chart is and depending on where the EMA lines are. Guys, you could be getting like a 1 to 10, a 1 to 15, a 1 to 20 using these lines. So whenever you're marking up a trade, pay attention to where these are positioned to the trade you are about to place. If they are in the direction of where you want price to go, an extra stronger confirmation, because price will come to these lines. Okay, as John Oliver says, they are magnets. Okay, is there any questions? I hope that makes it more clear, because most of you guys did put a 2, so I'm hope now that that does make sense. So just drop a 1 that you understand what the purple and golden EMA lines are. Okay, and you're going to start utilizing them when you mark up your trades. You can use them as targets. Lovely. Okay. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to mark up this trade. Okay. So at 7 p.m. today, there was red folder news for USD. Okay. And we always say to people, especially if you're a beginner, okay, don't trade news, trade an hour before and an hour later. That is before AI. Okay. AI tells you that the trade is going to happen before it happens. As long as you are using either the basic scorecard or the 4 to 6 checklist rule, you can enter these trades, guys, and do not be afraid. Okay, yes, D, with her smiley face, because she knows. Okay, we don't fear the news, we love the news. Okay, we love the news. And the reason why we love the news is because our scanners give us the confirmation of the direction that the trade is going to go. We're not going in blind, okay? Yes, can it be volatile? Absolutely, okay? And this is obviously for educational purposes. Do I suggest lowering the lot size with news as a complete beginner? Absolutely. But for anyone that's an advanced trader and knows how to control their trade, you will make more profits in news than just doing daily trades. Okay, you'll start to love it. So let's get rid of this, and I'm going to mark it up, and I'm going to show you when we would have entered and exit. Okay, when was it? I want to use a better example. Oh, it would help if I went a bit. Ooh. Perfect example. I love this scanner. Yeah, exactly. D on the news. I was talking about the news yesterday on Transformation Tuesday. Guys, everything that we talk about, regardless of whether it's the scanners, Transformation Tuesday, listen up, because it all corresponds to everything. For you to be a profitable trader, everything is aligned. Everything makes sense. Everything comes together. Yeah? So, let's go ahead, shall we? I'm on the 5 minute. Anyone that's on the scanners can mark this up with me, okay? Or if you want to take a picture of my markings once I've done it, okay, you can do that and mark it up yourself. Right. First and foremost, we're actually going to come to here because we actually got told that this big move was going to happen way before news happened. Okay? Because you can see here, a buy scorecard has appeared, and it hasn't changed since until here. So see this a big move here. This is all buy. This move here, you could have got in it here and followed it all the way up to the top if you wanted. Again, purple EMA line, golden EMA line. So it broke past the purple EMA, as we can see here. Can you see that it touched? So it got to here, it wicked up, it retraced back down. It actually touched 3 times here. Can you see that? And rejected off it. So it didn't break the golden EMA. But what did I say? If it breaks the golden EMA, what is going to happen? It's going to fly. Look what happened here. Engulfing candle. This was the news. It completely broke the golden EMA, shot up. Yes, it did come back down and then carried on going. Came back to the golden EMA and popped off. Guess what, guys? You could have re-entered the trade. You could have placed the trade here, followed it up to like about here. If it retraced and come back to this line, look, order block, get back in the trade. You could have got in, you could have layered, you could have got in again and then poof and gone back up here. As soon as the scorecard comes in or the sniper arrow, I'm out. Sniper later change, look, D for divergence, scorecard, there are exits. I'm out, I'm done. Yeah? I could have caught, if we're using this, I could have actually caught 2 trades on this one move. Yeah? So, first and foremost, a scorecard appeared. We don't get in automatically on a scorecard, do we? But Sniper Pro's already telling me it's going to happen. Then look what happens. A golden candle, guys. Like, honestly, I feel like I'm quoting John Oliver, but you cannot make this up. A golden candle will tell you. So obviously the golden candle, if you measure up the golden candle to the sniper later, it will tell you what direction it's going in. Normally the outline, obviously the blue outline, and that is telling me it's a buy. I'm waiting for the buy to fly. Guys, it already told you before it happened. It told you at 4 o'clock. So let's just rewind and think about this for a second. You could have been in the trade before news even happened and had the best entry ever. Guys, you understand that if you have a good entry, you make more money. Because with buys, you want to get in at the lowest price possible. Because if you're getting in at the lowest price possible, the distance from my entry to my TP, I want it to be as big as possible, because guess what? Then I make a profit. Vice versa. If I'm getting in a sell, I want to be selling at the highest point, because I want price to decrease. Yeah, so if I'm buying at the top here and my TP's down there, I'm making money in that move. I'm making money in that space. So your entry price is so important. Sniper Pro told you at 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock. So you could have been in this trade at 4 o'clock, and you can enter on a golden candle, guys. Yeah, so when you see a golden candle, I'm not saying golden candles always go in that direction, okay, because sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Yeah, but with this example, I can still use the golden candle as my 4 to 6 checklist rule. Yeah, so let's mark it up. Exactly, D. Exactly. So let me I just want to mark up my SL. So my SL would have been at the bottom of this wick, because what does wick represent? Rejection. And it's not a coincidence that it's in the Bollinger Band zone, okay, guys? So let's go over here. Let's enlarge this a little bit so you guys can see. I would have used the golden candle, because I can't get in here because these candles are not all blue. Yeah, that's one of the checklists. So, position tool, long position. I would have got in at the close of the candle. The bottom of the box is my SL. Okay, let me just make this a bit smaller, because guys, like, honestly, right, this actually went up to, is that higher? I need to check, guys, because no, that's to the arrows, that's not to the wick. Okay, so if we're being, you know, that was a 1 to 8 move. The move that you most probably would have catched would have been a bit more down here, because we would have got in it a lot earlier. This here, see this big candle here? See that? It measures up 7 p.m. That was news. Sniper Pro told you at 4 o'clock with the yellow candle, because yellow candle means some madness is about to happen. Yeah, the yellow candle tells you prior to the movement that is what is going to happen. Okay, you would have definitely had your 1 to 2 for all you guys that are doing your 1 to 2s. For my advance, we know we would have held this trade because of news, especially if we can see that it's going up in that direction. Okay, then went and done a 1 to 8, guys. A 1 to 8 on gold. That's insane. Yeah, people would have made an obscene amount of money on this trade, and guess what? We were in at a primary entry point because Sniper Pro told me. It told me down here. Yeah, so if you think about it, these scanners are giving you a heads up about before anything is about to happen, before you get any other signal, before anything like that. This scanner is telling you it is about to blow. Get ready. Yeah? Get your stop loss in place. Get your TP ready, because it is about to blow. And look what happened. This trade is beautiful, guys. We entered here and you could have come out here. Look at that. In plain sight, guys. Yeah. Do you have a maximum amount of pips for an SL. I have noticed on occasions by the time I get confirmation to get in, the SL at the low can be big, so I wouldn't enter. It depends on where your SL is, okay? So sometimes our SLs are quite low, so what we can do, so say for instance I didn't use this entry, I didn't use this entry. Say for instance I came onto the chart late, and I wanted to use this candle here, because see here, look, I'm still in blue, I've got my blue candle, I've got everything's measuring up, so I can actually enter this trade. So I would have got in at the close, which is at the top, and come down here. Okay, obviously the move will still counteract, but can you see that yes, my SL is quite big? Yeah. For advanced, do it to the order block. There. That's for safety, but for anyone that's advanced, order block. There. Or if you want to be even more, which is what I do, depending on what is happening, I do it to the bottom of the candle that I got in on, if I'm scalping. Obviously scalping, you don't have time necessarily to put an SL in if you do want an SL in, but that's advanced. The reason why I've put it at the bottom of the engulfing, because it's an engulfing candle. This would have told me bullish trending very strong. It would have, because the move is it's going that way. Then I would have put my SL there, and the reason why I needed to put my SL in is because I needed to go risk free. So you had two options: the bottom of the engulfing candle, or you go to the nearest order block, which is there, okay? Or obviously, guys, for safety, you can come down here. You can, for beginners, I advise it. And the more you get practicing, like, guys, that's still a 1 to 3. That's still a good trade. That's a brilliant trade. So even if you come on and you're like, oh, okay, I've missed this entry here. Okay, no problem. I'm just going to wait for the next one. I'm just going to wait for Sniper Pro to give me. And guess what, guys? We can layer as well. Just look for the entries to layer. You could have placed another one here. There. So technically, this is what, don't even know if I'm allowed to say if that's what I've done. Do you know what I mean? No. But technically, this is very advanced. Okay? But technically, you can be layering at different points on this trade. So if you feel, Mark, that your SL is too great, find the nearest order block, or if you're getting in on an engulfing candle, bottom of the engulfing candle. Soon as the next engulfing candle is formed, you can go risk-free and then leave it. If it taps you out, re-enter. Wait for confirmation, you re-enter here and boom. You can, as I said again, when price comes back here, look, it retested this zone. Sorry guys, these are in the way. It retested this zone. It created an order block. What did I say about order blocks? They are telling me it's going to change direction. I could have entered again here. My SL would have been there. I would have obviously got in at the close of that top candle, because I'm not getting in on a grey candle. Again, a cheeky little what? 1.5. Depending on your lot size, that's a very good day for me, guys. Very good day for me. Okay, perfect, Mark. Great. Is there any other questions, actually? Oh my god, your thing, D, that's jokes. Do you know what? I haven't seen Aladdin in years. It used to be one of my favourite Disney films that did. Okay, so let's have a little look. Is there any questions, guys, by the way? Or just drop a 1 in the chat that you're good. That you're good. And Sniper Pro is just showing you what is available, guys. Because honestly, you're seeing it firsthand. Seeing it firsthand. All you need to do, okay, because I understand that sometimes in real life, like when the trade is happening now, I can understand that some things may be a bit, oh, do I get in, do I not, things like that. Just get in. Just get in. If you've got your confirmations, you've done your checklist, just get in. Because the more you're going to sit there and hesitate, the more mistakes you will make. Yeah, so what you could have done, we could have had multiple layers on this, okay, but for basic we're having one, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go, please, where is the, you mean order block, I know what you mean. I'm gonna go over because there's not just one, they're everywhere. Okay, so I'm going to pinpoint some to you now. I'm just going to show you how we would have entered this trade. Okay, so if you weren't done and you thought, you know what, I'm not done here, I'm going to jump in a sell if it presents itself to me. Okay, a scorecard has appeared. We're not getting in on the scorecard. It's a grey candle. We don't get in on grey candles. Yeah. I'm waiting for my sniper later to turn red, my candle to be completely red, my PSAs to flip to the top, and my red arrows. Short is for sells. SL. I'm going to the top of that order block. You guys, you can go to the top of that wick. For safety. Me and advance, we go here. The reason why I'm saying advance is because we have a quicker reaction. We understand the chart. So if we're starting to see something that we don't like, we can control the trade. You guys, as a beginners, you're giving the trade time to move. Yeah, because for some reason price, well, it's not for some reason, there's a reason why price come up here. See this white line? It came up here and didn't want to go no further. Yeah, it created an order block at the top here. This is an order block, Jasmine, okay? So let me show you. So order blocks are candles, okay? They're going to be all different shapes and sizes. You're not looking at the shape and the size of the candle. What you're looking for is when the candles open and close at the same point. So these two here are order blocks because they're the same level. Can you see that? So my white line is showing where one of the candle opened and one of the candle closes, but it was at the same point. That is an order block. Yeah, we would have entered this trade here. Okay, even me, even more cheekier if I wanted to here. Yeah, and guess what, guys? My golden EMA and my purple EMA are in the direction of my trade. Straight away, I'm down here. I know it's going to retest, but I can actually go and put it here if I wanted to. Look, a 1 to 4. I would have got a 1 to 8 if I held this, or I could have layered. Yeah, so I could have had multiple. Then I've just going to enter. It obviously hasn't hit yet. Okay, but it's going in that direction. Sniper Pro gives you the opportunity to get in buys and sells all the time, guys. So don't be scared to get in them. Get in them. Yeah, because the more you hesitate, the more you're going to sit there and have FOMO because you're like, I should have trusted my gut, or oh, I knew it was going to do that, but I'm not in the trade. Yeah, if anything, for anyone that's beginners, you practice on your demo for a couple. You don't need to be on the demo for the whole day unless it's in your trading plan to do so. Then stick to the trading plan. But guys, once you've done the 4 to 6 checklist rule and know what it is you're doing, a couple of trades on the demo, then you go to the live. Because you're not going to experience that feeling on a demo. The demo is perfect to teach you, to get you, to get you into the momentum of taking the trades, protecting you at that point. But we need to be going on to the live. Yeah, look what's happening. What did I say earlier? Snake line is crossing over. I can enter the trade again if I want to. Yeah, wait for candle closure. We never get in part candle. Yeah, wait for candle closure. So once that countdown is to 0 and the next one forms, my snake line is now crossing over into sell territory. Can re-enter. Can re-enter if I want to. Yeah, so Jasmine, let's go over some order blocks quickly. They're everywhere, by the way. You're going to see them everywhere, okay? So, let me highlight some. See these two candles here? See these two grey candles? See at the bottom here? Yeah, can you see that one stopped? This is this one. So movement was coming down. One stopped. It finished here. So the bodies of the candle, guys, is where the candles open and close. Okay? See at the bottom here, it closed, yeah? So for your sell candles, it opens at the top and closes at the bottom, because what is the direction that the candle's going in? Downwards. For the buys, it will open at the bottom, okay, this is the bottom, and it will close at the top, okay, because we're going in an upward direction. These two candles, so the sell candle, the downward candle, closed here, but my upward candle opened at the same position as my downward candle closed. That is why it creates a level. They are the same level. Yeah, let me just make this really big. Yeah, can you see that, Jasmine? Yeah, that they both finish on the same level. They create a line. So when this happens, price will move in an opposite direction. So you can see this. So price was coming down here. It stopped here. Then an order block was formed. This is an order block. Yeah, this is an order block. It then decided to turn into an opposite direction. Yeah, another order block. Let's find good examples, because some of them are a bit, you know. And guys, as I say to you, when you see an opportunity, yeah, another order block is here at the top here, okay? So as you can see here, obviously the bodies of the candles, as I say, doesn't matter what the size of the body of the candle is. Are my candles finishing in the same spot? Upward candle, opened here, finished here. Downward candle, opened in the same position the upward candle closed. Downward candle created there and moved down. That is an order block because movement was coming up. Created this line here, created this order block, and then moved down. Yeah? Does that make sense, Jasmine? I can go over a few more, but I just want to make sure that you understand where they are, what they look like, and where you can point them out. Yeah? But, hun, you're going to see them everywhere. Everywhere. Okay, but then that gives you a good indication that price is about to change direction. Okay, so then I can be then getting in, you know. So what did I say, guys? As I say, I'm not, yeah, I love it when stuff that I, obviously it's got to do it, but I like it when I explain it. Every time I feel like I've come on Sniper Pro, it's done this. I'm explaining it and it's showing you it. It's showing you it. Look where price has gone to, guys. It's gone to the golden EMA. If it breaks this, okay, so what do I mean by break? Candle closure has to close under the golden EMA. Why under? Because we are going into sell territory. If this candle, so we've got 1 minute and 19 seconds. If this candle closes underneath this line, it has broke it and expect it to carry on going. That's for my advanced people. Love that, Mark. What do you mean? You're at the 1-to-1? Like, are you at your TP1 or have you set it to TP1? Let me know. So, guys, yes, these calls are for educational purposes only. Okay? But the more you come on the calls, the more you practice with yourself, the more I'm on here explaining, you are going to be seeing what Sniper Pro can give you. The opportunities that it can give you live right now. Like, what is the time? It's 9 o'clock, guys. It's 9 o'clock. And people are still trading gold. I love it. I absolutely love it. And I absolutely love these scanners. Perfect. Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah? Mark, well done. Really well done. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to see if there's any questions, because that is the training for